A pair, I think. I had a pocket pair, yeah.
Let's see if Carlos can figure this out.
They have a set.
Oh, ole!
Set is five.
3-5, he calls it. Stay with us. We're coming back for more on the World Poker Tour.
Tonight's World Poker Tour brought to you by FullTiltPoker.net.
I thought I was a poker player until today. This is amazing what they brought here. I grew up where they built this casino and nobody here would have dreamed of a poker game other than at a Legion Hall or somewhere, nothing with millions of dollars on the table. And Hollywood Casino has been such a great benefit to this community. We can't thank Hollywood enough for bringing Lawrenceburg into the limelight, and we appreciate everything they do.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. This is world-class Hollywood Casino.
Well, we appreciate being in the Midwest for a WPT event, and what a great spot to be, especially for these two guys fighting it out for this title.
To the felt we go. Carlos Mortensen first to act.
Raise.
With an ace-deuce, he's going to raise.
I call.
Makes it 120,000 to go.
Yeah, Mike is going to make the call here, and why not? After catching that 5 on the river, feeling good a minute ago. Let's gamble it up here.
Mike with 9-7.
Ace, Queen 9, great flop for Carlos. He's flop top pair. Mike is flop bottom pair.
120.
Mike checks, and Carlos is going to bet 120,000.
I call.
Well, Mike is going to call him. He just thinks this guy's never got a hand, Vince. Oh, a 7 comes off. Mike is taking the lead with 2 pair here as he gets very lucky on the turn.
200.
Again, he checks. And again, Carlos bets, this time 200,000. And folks, get ready for the check raise.
What a dream card on the turn. And there it is, just like you said, Mike.
Well, naturally, you're going to raise it here with 2 pair. In case your opponent's got a straight draw or just a pair of aces like he's got, you got to make him pay to catch.
Oh, yeah. Makes it 660 to go.
You're up like 700 behind? Yeah. Exactly.
That's a healthy $460,000 re-raise. Well, Carlos has top pair. He's got a bad kicker. He's been check raised on the turn. What do you do now with 2 aces? And he's getting out chips. And he knows there's a chance his opponent could have something like King 10 of diamonds where he made a flush draw and a straight draw on the turn. But chances are he's probably beat. Carlos Mortensen with some of the best instincts in the poker world. Can he get away from 2 aces here?
And you notice Mustafa's not talking much here.
He does throw away the aces, Vince.
Yeah, good lay down.
And another spot-on lay down by Carlos Mortensen. Vince, the guy just has a knack to know when he's beat.
Nice pickup on the turn for Mike. Got to be content with that.
8-7. Ace-7. 2 pair. Queen 9. 2 pair. 2 pair. Queen 9. Gotta be Queen 9. I don't know. You gotta call.
Not really. You tell him everything anyhow.
What's your kicker with your ace?
Well, you're right,
6.
Vince. If I was this guy, I wouldn't be telling Carlos Mortensen a thing.
Gee.
Everybody thought you were gonna make the call there. I even thought you were gonna make the call there.
I'd be getting the duct tape and putting it over my own mouth.
He's just the sweetest guy, and he just sweet talks everyone, and they reveal everything.
Well, Vince, with that hand, these players are almost dead even in chips again. So we are back to the drawing board for Carlos Mortensen, who's going for his 3rd WPT title tonight.
And the antes are going up to 5,000. Bly's now 25 and 50. Action goes to Carlos.
All right.
Has a miserable-looking Jack-4, but that's not going to slow down the bullfighter. He makes it 150 to go. Mustafa with a King-Jack makes the call.
Right now, Mike has him dominated. King-Jack versus Jack-4. Carlos perhaps steaming a bit there. Well, here comes a flop.
You need glasses for Carlos.
Well, look at this. Carlos going to put on his sunglasses, Vince. So it's a battle of the shades now. Carlos hadn't been having them on, but flop is Queen 9-5.
250.
No help to either player. It does give Mike a gut shot straight draw. He checks, and Carlos confidently bets 250,000.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been called with the gut shot straight draw, and why not, Vince?
There's Chris Bell back on the rail. Nice effort to be knocked out and come back and watch. Very rare.
Well, deuce of hearts comes off. You're right, Vince. Most people just run out straight to the bar when they get knocked out.
That is true. Now they both check.
Here comes the river card. Now a 10 comes off on the river. Again, the joker for Mike Mustafa. He has a stone cold nuts, the best hand possible.
500.
But he's going to bet $500,000 here. And Vince, I don't understand this bet. And Carlos quickly folds, and I say that because if Carlos has a big hand where he can pay off a $500,000 bet, why not give him a chance to bluff at the pot?
Which one of these players' tournament run is going to have a nice, perfect Hollywood ending?
Find out when we return with more action from the Hollywood Poker Open in just a moment.
Carlos, you got enough bracelets. Let me get one, all right? I'd love to play against Carlos heads up. That would probably be the perfect matchup. Just want to see how I stack up against one of the best.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. The Hollywood Poker Open continues. Heads-up action.
Well, right now, Mike Mustafa stacking up pretty well against Carlos as he's got the chip lead. He's got $2.4 million. Carlos sitting on $1.8 million. So right now, the momentum on the side of Mike Mustafa.
Mike Mustafa, the former car salesman, got in the tournament through a $1,200 satellite, making things happen here tonight. Let's go to the felt. Carlos with a king 10 this time.
So he's been spanked too many times lately and opts to just limp in with a king 10. And Mike says, okay, let's have a flop as he looks down at a jack deuce. And there it is, jack right in the door. It's come queen jack 6. So Mike has second pair. Carlos has the open end straight draw.
Mike checks. Carlos checking as well.
Well, 4 hearts comes off. Mike thinking he's got the best hand now with 2 jacks, which he does. So he's going to bet. He bets just $50,000. Look at this, Vince. Carlos is going to raise him on the turn here after limping in and then checking on the flop. He has now raised him on the turn, and as you can see, Mike is trying to figure this out. He said, well, I don't know what you got. I'm going to call you to find out, though.
An additional 100, and he's been called by Mike down to the river.
Oh, the ace of spade comes off. This gives Carlos an ace-high straight. There is a possible flush out there. Well, Mike is going to check.
Just a perfect card for the Matador.
350,000.
And the perfect card would have been an offsuit ace, but 350,000 is the bet.
Check.
And virtually all Mike can beat at this stage is a stone bluff, but...
And he's just stammering to himself, muttering.
He's been calling Carlos so many times here, thinking he never has anything. Will he do it yet again? If so, he'll get his wrist slapped this time.
What are you trying to represent, Carlos? Flush, straight, what? Ace?
Don't get too curious here.
Played this hand so odd.
You make this call, you'll be giving a lot of momentum back to Carlos.
I lay it down. I know it's good.
Wow, he did lay it down. Nicely done.
So Carlos Mortensen finally getting untracked a little bit and takes down a pot.
Carlos, originally born in Ecuador, later on moved to Spain.
Bluff.
Now lives in Vegas part-time.
You can't even hold it in.
You know what's amazing about him? He's taken 2 titles.
You can smile
wins a
now.
ton of money in the World Poker Tour, but he's only played 50-some-odd tournaments on the World Poker Tour.
Vince, the guy's averaged over $100,000 every WPT event he has entered. By far and away, the best out here in the World Poker Tour for players that have entered 20 events or more.
Back to this hand. It's on Mike again with the button and an attractive-looking king-queen offsuit.
Yeah, very attractive.
And he's going to raise it. Makes it 125. And Carlos with a queen-jack coming back over the top.
Unbelievable. Carlos has re-raised 200,000 here, and as you can see, he has dominated. It's king-queen versus queen-jack, but let's see what Mike is going to do. Mike's going to make the call. So Mike just never believes Carlos has a big hand. And in this case, he's right. He's him dominated.
And there's another blind bet here by Carlos Mortensen. He's just putting chips in before the flop.
You like doing that, don't you?
Put in 325,000. It could very well work with a flop of 3-3-4 with 2 hearts because Mike has none of that.
I'm all in.
Wow.
Oh. Vince, he has pulled the trigger for all his chips. A stunning move by this poker pro out of Chicago. I mean, this play is going to work. Carlos cannot possibly call him here with a queen jack, I don't think. But what a play to move all in with just king high here. Especially when the guy bet in the dark. After raising pre-flop, not just raising, coming over the top and re-raising.
It's really uncallable. I'm just seeing a little Spanish theatrics right now.
Well, maybe Carlos is going to have to reevaluate these blind bets.
And finally, Carlos reluctantly folding the hand.
So Mike Mustafa giving Carlos Mortensen the bogus blue book right there.
That's right. The former car salesman sells another lemon. We're coming back with more action. Stay with us on the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to the Hollywood Casino. You're watching the WPT's inaugural Hollywood Poker Open. We are down to heads-up play. And right now, Mike Mustafa out in front with $2.7 million. Carlos Mortensen